Hello, students. In this video lecture, let's have a recall of the concepts under electron configuration and quantum numbers, plus practice exercises for your upcoming written work. So let's start with the idea of another way of writing electron configuration using a shorthand notation. And here are the steps in writing the electron configuration. All right. But I would like it to be applied right away. So let's give an example. So again, remember, in writing shorthand notation of electron configuration plus the quantum numbers, you need the following. First is your periodic table with you. Second is your mnemonic of the electron configuration. Now, for example, let's have the element molybdenum to get the shorthand notation plus its quantum numbers. First of all is you have to locate where molybdenum is on your periodic table. It's on the D block. Remember, we have four blocks, the S block right here, the D block on the middle, the P block on the right side, and the F block on the on the lower portion rather of your periodic table. So molybdenum is located 42nd on your periodic table. So first step is to write, of course, the symbol for molybdenum and its atomic number, which is also the equivalent of its electrons. Next is locate the noble gas that is closest to molybdenum but will not be greater than the atomic number of molybdenum. So your noble gases are located here on the side. All of this are your noble gases plus 118 element. Okay. And we use them because they has the most stable outermost layer of the sublevels in the periodic table because all of them completes the octet rule already. So meaning all of their sublevels have the maximum number of electrons and all of them is under the P block, which means all of their electron configuration under P block has a maximum number of 6. So kung titingnan natin sa mnemonics natin, itong lahat ng nasa P, yan, lahat yan ay para sa mga noble gases. Yan. So, starting 2p, starting neon. So, si neon may 2p6 siya. Yan. So, si helium, kahit noble gas siya, hindi siya actually nasa P block. Nasa S block lang siya. So, nandyan lang siya. Exemption siya to the rule. Okay? Ayan. So, going back to our example. Molybdenum is 42nd. Pick the noble gas that is closest to molybdenum but will not be greater than the atomic number of molybdenum. So we have our choice of the closest is either krypton or xenon. Now, in this case, xenon is greater than 42, so we'll have to pick krypton. Then write that inside a bracket. You can also write the atomic number of krypton on here, so you can have a guide after you if you would like to write yung kasunod nung election configuration natin. Now, next step is to just continue. Identify first the last electron configuration of krypton, which is, so pang ilan siya? 2, 3, 4. Under 4p. So, ang last ni krypton ay 4p6. All you have to do is to continue the electron configuration on our mnemonic. So the next one is 5s2 followed by 4d, this one. 4d, maximum of d is 10. But if we put 10 here, it will not be equal to 42 anymore. So you only have, you only need, so 36 plus 2 is already 38. So inad lang natin yan. So we should write here only 4. So that will be equal to 42. So this is already your shorthand notation of electron configuration for molybdenum. Let's check if that's correct. Yan. So that's correct. Now next, since we are asked to also give the quantum numbers or the address of molybdenum on your periodic table, remember that we should choose the highest energy level, but you have to consider which block does this element belongs. Okay? So again, you have to check first which block it belongs. So molybdenum belongs to which block? S, P, D, or F. So since it's in the middle, it's on the D block. Now, on D block, you have to choose those with the highest energy level. So we only have two here. We have 5s and 4d. And we will not be choosing 5s even if it has the highest energy level because molybdenum is on the D block. So we have to choose 4d. Now, create an orbital diagram for 4d. How many boxes should we write for D? So we have to write 5, right? So labeling 0, 1, 2, -1, -2, and put the arrows as the representation of electrons. So how many arrows should we write? According to the exponent, we need to write 4. So following the hands rule, write first all the upward arrows. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then encircle where you last stop. Now, writing your quantum numbers, your letter N is the energy level that you have. Since we chose 4, so N is 4. And then for L, it depends on the sub-level. So remember, we have S, P, D, and F. The letter L for S is 0, for P is 1, for D is 2, for F is 3. So L here is, since it's letter D, it's 2. And then for M sub L, it depends on the orbital diagram, the boxes. So where did you last wrote your arrow? Box number 1. So M sub L here is 1. And then M sub S is either it's upward arrow or downward arrow. So if it's upward, it's positive 1/2. If it's downward, negative 1/2. The last arrow that you wrote. So the last arrow that we wrote is upward. So the M sub S here is positive 1/2. So in writing, we can write the quantum numbers of molybdenum as 4, 2, 1, positive 1/2. All right. So that is for this example. Next, let's have another example for bismuth. Write the shorthand notation and quantum numbers of the element. You can pause the video and you can try to solve on your own before you watch or to continue the video. So in this case, bismuth is located where? Is it S, P, D, or F block? So that's the first thing that you have to do. Identify the block. So bismuth is right here. It's 83. So it's on the P block, right? Now, write the shorthand notation. What is the closest noble gas? It's either radon or xenon. Again, you have to choose the one that will not be greater than the atomic number of that element. So we have to choose this one, xenon. The next is just write all the preceding electron configuration after xenon. So, pang ilan siya? This is 2p, 3p, 4p, 5p. So, 5p nagsistop si xenon. So, under here. So, all you have to do is to continue. After 5p, we have 6s. Ayan, 6s2. After 6s2, we have 4f14. After 4f14, we have 5d10 and then 6p3 to have a total of 83 in bismuth. Now, write the quantum numbers using the orbital diagram and choose first which of the following should we write an orbital diagram. First, decide which block bismuth is. It's on the P block. Choose the highest energy level on P block. So obviously, it's 6p3. Create a diagram for this one. So we have 3 boxes, 0, 1, -1. And then write the arrow. So in that case, our N here is 6 because that is the energy level. And then P here is also 1 because we have again S, P, D, and F for L 0, 1, 2, 3. And then for our M sub L, we have 1. And for lastly, the last arrow is upward, so it's positive 1/2. So as simple as that. All right. Next. All right. So you can pause this video again and try this one as a practice exercise. And the answers on this is at the end of this video lecture. So you can check out later on. Now, let's have some more practice exercises under quantum number. But this time, I will be telling you other ways on how to get the quantum numbers aside from the orbital diagram and the electron configuration. All right. And of course, some of the possible given on the quantum numbers. So remembering quantum numbers, we have four of them, which are represented by letters. So we have N, L, M sub L, and M sub S. And if it's on the sub-level S and T, whatever the period is, kung pang ilang row sila, that's exactly their letter N. But if it's D and F, you just have to do the following. But then again, you will be doing this if you're given is the element and you have to directly know their letter N just by looking at the periodic table. But if given naman yung electron configuration, you don't have to do this anymore. Okay? So we just do this if the given is element and you have to give right away the letter N. And if given naman yung quantum numbers, you have to do the other way around. If given ang quantum numbers, you have to plus, no? Plus 1 for D and plus 2 for F, right? All right. So let's have some few examples here. Again, let's have three possibilities if given element, if given electron configuration, and if given our quantum numbers. And again, since nagawa na natin kanina yung example ay using the orbital diagram and electron configuration, let's do it na you just have to look on your periodic table and you can give it already. Okay? You can give the quantum numbers and you can also name the element. Ayan, that's possible. Right? So again, here are the steps in writing the long method for writing the quantum number. But right now, let's proceed with the short method or just by looking at your periodic table. So let's write our given here, which is arsenic. Now, I would like you to get your periodic table with you and write the same notation that I wrote over here, right? So what are those notation? So identify first the S, P, D, and F block. And on the upper portion of each of the elements or each of the block, write the following. Yeah. So you have to write on the S block 0, 0, and then on the left portion, that's positive 1/2. On the right portion, that's negative 1/2. On the D block, write negative 2 up to positive 2. On the left side, that's positive 1/2. On the right side, that's negative 1/2. And on the P block, this one on this side, that's the P block. Write negative 1, 0, 1, and then negative 1, 0, 1 on the right side. And then positive 1/2 for the left side and negative 1/2 on the right side. Same goes with the letter F block, which is on this side. This is the F block. Okay. So remember, lanthanum and actinium is technically on this. All right. So the F block starts with cerium. Okay. And remember, the period, these are the periods which are equivalent also with N on the side. Yeah, these are the periods over here. Yeah. So if it's on the S block and P block, whatever their row is, that is their letter N. But on the other hand, if it's on the D block and F block, you have to do the following. All right, so let's um have this example. Let's have arsenic. Locate where arsenic is on your periodic table. It's over here, 33. So just by looking on your periodic table, let's identify the quantum numbers. So first of all, identify which block it belongs. Arsenic is on the P block, so which means whatever is the row is also the letter N. So how many rows? For how many rows it is located? It's on the fourth row. This one, fourth row, right? Okay, so that's your letter N already. Next is for your letter L, simply know that it's on the P blocks, or its letter L is equivalent to 2. So you can also already write that one. Next is its M sub L is again on the orbital diagram, the last arrow that you wrote. So I ask you to wrote here the following. So identify kung ano yung katapat niya. So this one, arsenic, is over here. So it's 1. And then it's a positive or negative 1/2 if it's on the left side of the P block. That is positive 1/2. So this one. So that is how you write it just by looking on your periodic table. And of course, with the following annotations. So if you'd like to, you can check if we have the correct quantum number by doing the shorthand notation of arsenic and writing the orbital diagram. And that's it. That's how you check uh, the quantum numbers for this example. Now, next, let's have another example. Just by looking on your periodic table, give the set of quantum numbers of the element iodine. First is locate where iodine is. So iodine is over here. So whatever the row is for P block is already its letter N. So iodine is on the 5th. So right there, 5. And then next is, since it's on the P block, letter L is equivalent to 1. And then, next is the M sub L. So the M sub L is kung ano katapat niya dito sa ating mga orbital diagram. So that's 0. And lastly, it's negative 1/2 because it's on the right side. Right? So that's it. Now, how about if we have an example on the D block? Right? So let's say we have tungsten over here. It's on the D block. So again, we have to do n-1 to get the letter N. So our letter N here is 6 minus 1. So that's 5. And then since it's on the D block, it's 2. The letter L is 2. And then the M sub S is kung anong katapat, that's 1. And then it's positive 1/2. So as simple as that. So again, if you would like to check, you can use the orbital diagram and the shorthand notation to double check. Now, what if you have given the electron configuration? So in this case, you can't use the method earlier just by looking at the periodic table. You have to use the orbital diagram here. So you just have to write the boxes. So we have 0, 1, negative 1, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You stop here. So our N is 4, and then P is 1, 0, and then negative 1/2 for P5. Right? And then if you would like to identify the element, you can use the quantum numbers, or you can write the long method of writing the electron configuration. Okay? Next. Ayan. So what if it's the other way around naman? The given is the quantum numbers. So let's say, for example, we have 4, 2, 2, -1/2. And by using the same method, the shortcut method of just looking on your periodic table. So again, first step is to identify the letter L because that's where we can identify the block. So if it's 2, it's on S, P, D, or F. So it's on the D block if it's 2, right there. So all the possibilities is just here on the D block. Next, afterwards is to identify the row, right? The row, where is it located? So again, if it's on the D block, you have to do n-1. But since the given here are quantum numbers, you have to do the other way around. So you have to do 4 plus 1 here. So it's on the fifth row. So locate the fifth row elements on the D block. So these are the fifth elements or on the fifth row elements. Okay. And then next is write already or identify already the M sub L and M sub S. So the M sub L is 2, so we have two possibilities. It's either here or here. So it's either technetium or cadmium, either of the two. Now, lastly, the one that will be the one that you use to identify exactly the element is the M sub S. So since it's -1/2, it's cadmium. Okay, so CD. So that's how exactly we do that. Next, last example for this lecture discussion. So let's have 6, 1, -1, +1/2. So again, identify the L. Since it's 1, it's on letter P over here. So the possibilities are just on the P block. Next is, again, the N, the row, is for P, whatever the row is, the period is, that's where it is located. So all of the ones on the P block over here, the sixth row, are the possibilities. Next is to identify those on the -1. So it's either this one or this one, -1, right? So we have either polonium or thallium. And then lastly, identify if it's positive or -1. So it's +1. So the final answer should be TL or thallium. Okay. Now it's your turn. You can answer the following questions. So give the set of quantum numbers for each of the following. You can use any method, but you can also double check using the long method of using electron configuration and the shorthand notation and the orbital diagram.